在收看亚洲保时捷凯迪拉杯2024年赛季在日本铃鹿赛道第3回合的赛事直播。我是本次赛季的主持人 Sammy。而自2019赛季以来呢，这已经是我们第3次来到经典的日本铃鹿赛道进行比赛。想必这个周末新旧车手们之间的切磋也将会十分精彩。Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2024 season for round 3 at the iconic Suzuka Circuit. As you all can see, it's very windy today, which will impose more challenges for our drivers in this already challenging racetrack. But let's hear more from our pit reporter, Steve Dawson.
Absolutely right, Sammy. It really is windy today. That will affect the drivers. Arguably, it affected them in qualifying. Quite a few disruptions. In the end, the drivers only had barely 10 minutes to register a fast time before the whole session was red flagged. Alessandro Giretti, well, he did manage to get a quick time in. He's on pole, leads the Drivers' Championship by 3 points. Alongside him is Dylan Pereira. He's third in the Drivers' Championship, and you might remember that he came first in the opening race of the season in Shanghai. Behind those two, the young Macanese driver, just 20 years old, Dylan Yip, looking to generate a surprise after a quiet weekend in rounds 1 and 2 in Shanghai. Let's see if he can get between those front two and get in the lead by the time we get to turn 1. We'll see.
I'm sure it's going to be a very competitive one. Thank you, Steve, and let's pass it to our commentators.
Thank you, Sammy. Thank you, Steve. Delighted to be here in the Global Broadcast Centre for this third round of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2024. My name is Peter Mackay and delighted to be taking you through 30 minutes of action here, or 13 laps, whichever comes first. There's such tightly contested championship at this early stage. Well, it's going to be a cracker here at Suzuka International Circuit, an iconic circuit, really for any fan of motorsport on 2 or 4 wheels. This is an absolute gem here, and I'm sure the drivers are going to enjoy it very much indeed. As Steve mentioned, young Alessandro Giretti leads the championship and sits on pole after a blistering qualifying time. Get this, 1.1 seconds faster than second place Dylan Pereira. And remember, Dylan Pereira, the 2022 Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup champion, and that really is what these top running drivers are trying to get to. They're trying to progress from their regional Carrera Cup championship out to the International Mobil 1 Super Cup, which of course follows along with the Formula 1 World Championship like Carrera Cup Asia did last time out. But let's get down to Steve, because he's found a VIP.
Thank you, commentators. Now joining me on the track today is Porsche Carrera Cup Asia Series Manager. We have Alex Imperatori. Good afternoon, Alex.
Good afternoon, Sammy.
So Alex, we have a very thrilling season opener in Shanghai, and now we are back in the iconic Suzuka Circuit. I know this is a popular stop with the fans, but how do our drivers feel about it?
Yeah, I think it's really a fan favorite, but also a driver's favorite. You know, when you come here, it's such an iconic racetrack with so much history. I still remember the fights, you know, between Prost and Senna, watching as I was growing up. And I raced here myself many times. The first time I came here, I was really shocked, because when you watch on TV, you know, you expect this iconic F1 racetrack, and you get on site and you realize it's really an old school track, very narrow and extremely challenging for the drivers. You've got all kinds of corners, high-speed corners, hairpins, blind corners, so it's really a challenge for the drivers. And this is where the drivers can progress, you know, they learn new skills, and I think when they leave Suzuka, maybe they come here a little bit intimidated, but they leave as a better driver.
Couldn't agree any more than that. So in Shanghai, I think we've got a taste of what's this season's competition. So based on round 1 and round 2, what do you think we can expect in this weekend and throughout the entire season?
Yeah, I think we definitely have one of our most competitive Porsche Carrera Cup Asia season this year. It's amazing. We've got a grid of 27 cars with a lot of talent in all the classes. Obviously, in the pro field, you know, it's very tight at the top with 3 drivers within 8 points. We've got the 2022 Porsche Mobile 1 Super Cup champion Dylan Carrera, but we also have, for Team Jepsen, the current Porsche Junior, Alessandro Giretti, and we have some exciting talent also within our talent pool. At Porsche, we are always, it's very important for us to support and develop young talent, and this year we have, very exciting guys. The one who is at the sharp end of the field at the moment is Mathis Jobert from France, and we're looking forward to more fights. And I think we also see all of this talent and excitement trickling down to our Pro-Am and Am categories. It's really pushing them also to become better. They see how the competition is in the pro field, and they're definitely trying to emulate and to learn from our pro drivers. So it's really exciting to see. And I believe we will have a lot of action today and for the rest of the season, and the championship will be neck to neck.
I cannot agree any more than that, because from what I understand, this week is going to be really challenging for the drivers, because the winners will be invited to attend to watch the 24-hour Le Mans race as well. Am I right?
Yes, correct. We have our first prize of the season on the line this weekend. The leader of the championship gets an invitation to Le Mans to watch this iconic race and watch the finish of the 24 Hours of Le Mans, where obviously they will be supporting Porsche Team Penske Motorsport. So it will be an exciting prize for them, and it's something to look forward to for the drivers.
I'm already excited just by hearing that, but one more question. I know that this track has been always amazing and the atmosphere has always been great. Is this one of the most passionate tracks in Asia?
I think, we love to come to Suzuka. We love to come to Japan in general. The atmosphere is always amazing here. You really feel the passion for motorsport from the fans. I still have, from my days of racing, fans coming even this weekend, and they are all waiting behind the pits and trying to get close to the drivers, get autographs, and all of this is creating the special atmosphere here in Japan that all the drivers look forward to. And we are looking forward to give all these fans a great show today and this weekend.
I'm looking forward to that too. Thank you so much for your time today, Alex. Let's enjoy the race together, and we'll pass it back to the commentators.
Thank you, Sammy. Great to hear there from Alex Imperatori, the 2012 champion of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, now in charge of the championship. Well, weather, it's a beautiful day here in Japan, bright sunshine, but as Sammy mentioned on the grid, it is rather windy, quite unusually windy at the moment out at the circuit. 23 degrees in the air with an almost nil chance of rain. That's what we like to see, and I'm sure the fans in the grandstands will be very pleased about that too. What we really want to know is track temperature, 38 degrees Celsius, which is getting up towards the hotter end, which will put the Michelin tyres through their paces, but certainly no confusion like we had in the opening round last year here at Suzuka with wet and dry. But our pole sitter Alessandro Giretti, let's see what he has to say with Steve.
Car number 55, Alessandro Giretti in pole position. Alessandro, last time out in Shanghai, you got the win, you got the fastest lap. Here you are on pole. Things seem to be going quite well.
Yeah, last time in Shanghai went well. It was my first victory in PCCA. So yeah, I was super happy about it.
So here we are in the second weekend on this famous track. How important is it to be in the lead by the time you get down to turn one?
Yeah, I think it's always anywhere really important to start in front, but I think especially here in Suzuka, because it's a really a narrow track and there is a lot of corners combination, not so much big breaks, so it's always better to be in front, but we never know. I will try my best. The target is to do a good start and work from there.
Good luck today, well done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve. Great to hear from Alessandro Giretti, of course, the 30th ever Porsche Junior driver, the Junior program going all the way back to 1997, and many Porsche Juniors have had success around the world, including in this championship. Earl Bamber, a double champion in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. He was a Porsche Junior back in his day before winning the 24 Hours of Le Mans twice. But it's not all about the hot shots at the front of the field. We have the Pro-Am and the Am classes as well. It's Bao Junlong who qualified on pole position for the Pro-Am class, starting in 8th overall with a time of 2:05.967, and he has caught up with Steve Dawson.
Car number 7, Bao Jinlong, took a shunt in qualifying today. Let's check out how he is. Jinlong, you took that shunt in qualifying. How are you, first of all?
Yeah, the qualifying not really good, and I can go much faster, but I do some mistake, so racing a risk.
Seems like you need to make some adjustments to the car after you went off in qualifying. Is the car okay?
Yeah, car is okay, but I give myself too much pressure to fighting with the pro.
We hope to talk to you afterwards. Well done.
Thank you.
And that's classic Bao Jinlong. Pro-Am victory is not just enough for him. He wants to mix it up there with the very best Porsche Cup drivers in the world. It was another fantastic qualifying performance from Eric Kwong in the AM class. 10th overall. He leads from his brother Henry, who's also in the field, by 11 points in that championship. But for an AM driver to start in a top 10 as competitive as this, absolutely fantastic. Let's hear what he has to say.
Eric Kwong is the leading drivers among the amateurs. Let's have a word with Eric. A few people had trouble in qualifying today. Eric, how do you find track conditions here?
Well, I was quite lucky. I get some empty space and I make my lap. Yeah.
3 wins in a row for you. Is that the target today? You think it's going to happen?
I will try my best. First of all, finish the race, save the car for tomorrow. Yeah.
All right, so priorities today and tomorrow, not just the win today.
What's that?
Priorities are for today and tomorrow, not just getting the win today.
I will do my best.
All right, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Eric Kwong keeping calm there with the beautiful martini stripes on the helmet there, a colour scheme that's so famous and so synonymous with Porsche and its success in international motorsport. So there are our 3 class pole sitters for a pack grid of 26 cars here for the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Championship standings, Alessandro Gueretti leads then for Team Jebsen by just 3 points from Matthias Jobert for Toro Racing, with 2022 Super Cup champion Dylan Pereira in 3rd. Bao Jinlong actually sits 4th in Pro despite being a Pro-Am driver, ahead of Rodrigo Diaz Almeida, who sits in 5th right now. Pro-Am, as we mentioned there, a big lead for Bao Jinlong, 16 points over Li Xuanyu. Eric Zhong sits in 3rd, with Zhong Yatzi sitting in 4th, and Li Chao rounds out the top 5 in the Pro-Am class for Team Better Life. Eric Kwong, there's the 2 brothers, Eric and Henry Kwong, up the top of the table in the AM classification, 11 points separating them. John Shen, absolute stalwart of this championship for Modena Motorsports, is tied 3rd with Chuji Yao, and Lewis Yu rounds out the top 5 there in the AM standings. Well, Suzuka International Circuit, it's a really, really special place. We returned here after several years away, and, well, no surprise to see us back again. 5.8 kilometres, 18 challenging turns. And overtaking is challenging, but there are a few places where you can try to make it happen. The sharp hairpin at turn 11 is one of the best opportunities, and who could also forget the Casio Triangle, the final chicane, 16 and 17. It didn't go really quite to plan with Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost all the way back in 1989. Hopefully we'll see a little bit cleaner stuff this time around here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. But even on a single qualifying lap, it is just an absolute joy to drive this Suzuka circuit. It's a circuit we've been racing on for over 60 years. It opened all the way back in 1962, and it's a circuit where Porsche has a huge amount of success, a record 11 wins in the iconic Suzuka 1000 kilometre race, with 6 different types of Porsche winning that race overall. Matthias Jobert ready to go, all smiles, one of our talent pool by Michelin drivers. He sits 2nd in the championship right now. He's a very busy driver this year. He's racing in the Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup and the Carrera Cup France, along with his commitments here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, and that's really what it takes to get the very optimum out of these Porsche 992 GT3 Cup machines, is to have that track time really, really important, because everyone is delivered with this exactly the same car. They're all built in Flacht near Weissach, delivered to the teams, and then it's up to the team and the driver to get the absolute maximum out of the technical setup of the car, but also of the driving standards as well, the driving abilities. So the drivers pull off then for the warm-up lap. Alessandro Giretti for Team Jebsen in the white and blue machine will lead away this third round of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia for 2024. There's been 27 years of Porsche Junior drivers, and Alessandro Giretti the latest in a long line of stars. Dylan Pereira will start for the outside of the front row, determined to get his championship lead back. Dylan Yip will start alongside young Marco Giltrap, who joining the Team Porsche New Zealand team for this round. Row 3 will be Matthias Joubert for Toro Racing in the number 99, and series stalwart Martin Raginger, the Austrian car number 86 for Porsche Holding. Knows Porsche Cup cars better than almost any driver in the world. Rodrigo Diaz Almeida will start from 7th alongside our Pro-Am pole sitter, that's Baojin Long for Phantom Global Racing. Zhang Yazi will start from 9th in the 888 machine alongside our AM-class pole sitter, and that's Eric Kwon. Stefan Radzinski will start from 11th in the number 69 open road racing machine alongside the number 91 AM-class car of Henry Kwong for Triple Ace Racing. Then in 13th for EBM Giga Racing is Munkong Satien Tirakul alongside Jackie Wu, another very experienced driver in this Porsche Carrera Cup Asia Championship. Li Chao for Team Better Life will start from 15th, with Francis Chia joining him on the 8th row of the grid for Trans China Automotive Racing. So on 17th then it will be Xiao Chi Quan alongside Hendrik Jayasoetadi on row 9. Then on row 10 we have Louis Liu for R&B Racing, with Max Yao, also R&B Racing, starting on that 10th row of the grid. Still going, row 11 then, it's Adrian De Silva, another driver with a great pedigree in this championship, as always with Earl Bamber Motorsport, with Zhu Ziyao joining him on the 11th row of the grid. Zhu Zhifeng will start 23rd, with John Shen for Modena Motorsports starting in 24th position. Then our 13th and final row, Eric Zong for Toro Racing, and the number 17 of Nazim Azman, 26th on the grid. Watch both of those cars coming through the pack. They are both pretty quick indeed. Well, back in Japan for another year and ready to go racing. It's 13 laps the distance here of the Suzuka Circuit, or 30 minutes. So depending which comes first, if we have a safety car, it may be that we cut off at 30 minutes, but hopefully we'll get the full 13 laps. Alessandro Giretti versus Dylan Pereira. What a mouth-watering prospect that is. Giretti chosen amongst an incredibly talented group of young junior drivers, as this year's Porsche Junior is an incredibly prestigious honour. Drivers like Lucas Luhr, Timo Bernhard, Mark Lee, Patrick Long, Michael Christensen, Earl Bamber, Mike Rockenfeller, and many, many more have been given that honour as a Porsche Junior, and Alessandro Giretti is the next in a long line of young stars. But Dylan Pereira, so experienced in a Porsche Cup car, and winner of the Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup 2 years ago. He wants to add the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia to that CV. The drivers line up, ready to unleash nearly 500 horsepower for these flat 6 engines, waiting for starters orders to be given. The medical car at the back there, waiting for that green flag. There it is. Watch for the lights. Let's go racing in Japan. Off they go then here at Suzuka, and already, oh, it's all arms and elbows at the back. We've got a crash straight off the grid. 2 cars wrecked off the start. We may get a safety car straight away. dearie me, it's a real misunderstanding there as the drivers tried to get off the line, but it's Alessandro Guiretti then who converts from pole position then to hold on to the lead as they come through the snake for the first time. So it's Guiretti from Dylan Pereira. Then there's a little bit of a gap, and oh dear, it's the number 17 there, Nazim Azman, who started at the back of the grid. Well, his day goes from bad to worse. It's the 98 car there involved too, Max Yao. Dear me, so that will surely see a safety car, as already the leaders are coming through towards Degner 1 and 2, the two really tricky right-hand bends. Then it's the run through up towards the hairpin bend. A good opportunity here for overtaking, as Dylan Ip is in third, the car number 6. He's having to go really defensive here to try and hold off Marco Giltrap. Also problems for Juji Yao, in car number 33, who's had an issue there on that opening lap. So we may well see the safety car come out. Yellow flags being shown, and indeed SC, that board being shown by the marshals here. That means we will see a neutralisation of the field, and a very good call there from race control with 2 cars abandoned, and already Nazim Azman walking back to the garage. And that really is a worst nightmare for any driver, for the race to be over really before it's even begun. So Alessandro Guiretti, though, no such issue, getting the launch absolutely perfect and holding on to his position. That was really important last time out at Shanghai, where in the opening race Dylan Pereira managed to hold on to his pole position, and that allowed him to convert to victory. Here, and then in the second race, though, Alessandro Guiretti was able to get by at that first corner, and that allowed him to convert to a victory. Unfortunately, one very sad-looking Team Derby Racing Porsche there after contact with another driver, and I think contact with the pit wall as well. Nazim Azman's car definitely past its best there. It will give, well, unfortunately, a big job for the mechanics overnight. The marshals making sure that the field give a good wide berth to the field. Great stuff here. And that's why we have the safety car, to just neutralise the speed of the field, bring the field back under control so that they can pass safely and allow the marshals and recovery crew to do their job safely and get us ready to go back racing then. So after that start then, Alessandro Guiretti, your leader, from Dylan Pereira. Dylan Ip sits in third. Matthias Jobert managed to get up into fourth. He managed to make a move there on Marco Giltrap, who drops back to fifth. Martin Raginger in sixth. Then it's Rodrigo Diaz Almeida in seventh. Baojin Long managed to hold on to his Pro-Am position there in 8th overall. Stefan Rzyński moves up position to 9th. Zhang Jiangzi drops down to 10th, but still second in Pro-Am. Eric Kwong drops a position to 11th, but again still leads in his class in Am. Munkong Satyen Terakul, great start from the Thai driver to move up into 12th after starting 13th. Then it's Henry Kwong, Francis Chia, Kao Chi Guan and Jackie Wu rounding out the top 16 as things stand. Still plenty of racing left, I am sure. Of course, 13 laps is the distance if we can make it. We have a time certain race, so that means once 30 minutes elapses, then with the checkered flag will be shown. So whichever comes first, 13 laps or 30 minutes. So Suzuka Circuit, super challenging, and well, although that was really not something you could put down to the circuit, to see a little bit of a confusion and a tangle up there at the at that opening gambit. The other driver involved looks like number 98, Max Yao, who started towards the back. He started in 20th, and I wonder if maybe Nazim Azman coming on the scene just as Max Yao was trying to get the car off the line. I mean, these are powerful machines, 485 horsepower from their 4-litre flat 6 boxer engines. They're naturally aspirated too, so the power's all there, ready to go. And it sometimes can be tricky to get that power down. Of course, rear-wheel drive, not four-wheel drive like many of the road-going Porsche 911s can be. But yeah, getting that power down can sometimes be tricky. So if you have one driver who just gets a little bit of wheel spin off the line, that can cause a big confusion back in the pack. So a few of the drivers weaving back and forward, just trying to maintain that temperature in the Michelin tyres. The tyres have an optimum working temperature, which they will be within when they're up at full racing speed, but harder to maintain that temperature at safety car speed. The drivers have actually been brought into the pit lane to allow the marshal crew to do their job, so we may well get a full restart here. There's a lot of coolant and fluid that's come out of the front of the number 17 machine there of Nazim Azman. That's where a lot of the cooling for these cars is, the radiator, oil cooler, etc. And in fact, very clever there from race control. They've driven through the pit lane to allow the marshals to work safely and then just carry back on again. Very, very clever actually. Rather than pass by them on the circuit, go through the pit lane. Very clever indeed. So this is where the mindset of a driver is so important. They get all that adrenaline, all that build-up. You go through the warm-up lap, you try and get your tyres up to the right temperature, up to the right pressure, get the heat into the brakes, all that kind of thing, and then pull up to the line, and then we don't even get one lap. But that's really where the best drivers come into their own, where they can handle those mental challenges so well. So quite a bit of clean-up then for the marshalling team to just make sure that everything is as safe as possible. You can't mess around with coolant, that's for sure. As the field comes through the two Degner curves, two of the real famous corners here at Suzuka, the two right-hand curves named after Ernst Degner, who was actually from Germany, but he moved to Japan to race for Suzuki in motorcycle racing, and really kicked off a great era of motorcycle racing in Japan. So he's remembered there at those two Degner corners. But Porsche have such a great heritage here in Japan. Back in the mid 1980s, you saw a lot of the Japanese Group C championship lots of 956s and 962s came over here to race in Japan for various private teams, and a lot of top drivers came over here and made their name. I would say probably the most notable of which would be Andre Lotterer, who drives for the Porsche Penske Motorsport team in the World Endurance Championship, who are racing today at Spa, funnily enough, so we wish them well. But Andre Lotterer really made his career here in Japan. He didn't quite have a Formula One opportunity come his way, but he decided to go to Japan and try to chase his dream there, racing in Super Formula and Super GT, and that gave him the opportunity, then got him recognised to go and race sports cars at Le Mans, and eventually ended up in the Porsche Works team, both at Le Mans but also in Formula E for a time too, and now racing alongside Laurens Vanthoor and Kevin Estre in that Porsche Penske Motorsport team. They lead the World Endurance Championship at the moment, and they've got their eyes set on the big one at the beginning of June. Of course, here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, our championship leaders coming out of this round receive an invitation to go and visit the 24 Hours of Le Mans and visit the home of Porsche. What an opportunity that is. I can say I've been immensely lucky to visit the Porsche Museum on a couple of occasions. and it is just, well, it's just a fantastic testament to the heritage of this fine company. Since 1948, the Porsche badge has been applied to fantastic sports cars and continues to do so today. Of course, these Porsche 992 GT3 Cup machines, they share a reasonable amount with the Porsche 911 GT3 road car. That's the base, effectively, that they use before the various conversions for racing are made. So the same 4-litre flat 6 boxer engine. 911's got to be a flat 6, of course. Whenever you hear one of those Porsche naturally aspirated flat 6s, there's no denying which brand of car that is. You keep your eyes closed, you hear it, you go, that could only be a Porsche. So Alessandro Guiretti, an experience for him here. Still, I mean, although he's a young man, relatively experienced in racing, but Porsche Carrera Cup racing still in his kind of early steps in that. You wouldn't know with his pace. He's leading the Porsche Carrera Cup France at the moment in his native country, and competing in the highly, highly fierce competition of the Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup. And as I mentioned, he follows in such a long line of Le Mans winners, American Le Mans Series champions, world champions, Timo Bernhard, Mark Lee, Patrick Long, Michael Christensen, Mike Rockenfeller, Lucas Luhr. So many great drivers who went through the Porsche Junior program. In fact, back in the early 2000s, Porsche actually had its own junior team, the UPS junior team, where many drivers competed in the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland and the Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup at that time. So Porsche has always used Carrera Cup championships to develop its talent and then progress them through to the international level racing in the Porsche GT3Rs in GT competition, or even in prototypes like the Porsche 963. You look at the drivers who Porsche has trusted to drive its works machines in the World Endurance Championship and in the IMSA WeatherTech Championship. Many have been Porsche Junior drivers over the years. Matt Campbell, Mathieu Jaminet. You look at also drivers who necessarily haven't gone through the junior program but have raced in Carrera Cup, like Kevin Estre, for example. So if you have that ambition to be a Porsche factory driver, which really is one of the ultimate honours in motorsport, racing in Carrera Cups is the way to go. Now, the damaged cars have been removed now from the start-finish straight, so hopefully we'll go back racing quite soon. The lights are on still on the pace car, so that means that we might not be coming to racing this lap unless they quickly go off. Drivers now anticipating that, weaving back and forward, just trying to generate a bit of tyre temperature as best they can. So it might well be one lap round for the safety car before we see us going back to racing. That's how the leader knows. Of course, they have a team radio as well, but the leader will know based on whether the safety car has the lights on or off. If the lights are off, that means at the next time round we go back racing. So into the pit lane again. So clearly still a little bit of clean up before the race control team and the marshals are happy for us to go back racing safely. It's quite a narrow front straight here at Suzuka, so they have to make sure that it's all completely clear and ready and safe for the drivers to come through. So 4 laps have been completed behind the safety car of a possible 13. With this long safety car intervention, it may be that we hit that 30-minute mark before we reach. In fact, yes, it will. We will reach the 30-minute mark. Just doing a bit of quick arithmetic. Nazim Azman debriefing after that one, and understandably he's less than impressed with how his weekend has started. And the team, well, the team will have a lot of work to do. The good thing is about competing in any Carrera Cup championship around the world, there is a fantastic support from Porsche every race. So the teams, if they don't necessarily have the supply of spare parts in their truck, they can go to the Porsche truck and acquire the bits and pieces that they need, or indeed speak to one of the friendly teams up and down the paddock and ask if they can perhaps acquire the part that they need. Motorsport is a great fraternity, a great community, and yes, I'm sure that the El Bamba Motorsport team, I mean, a seriously top team, El Bamba Motorsport, they'll get that car sorted, I'm sure, before we go racing tomorrow morning. So lights still on the pace car. I would have thought they would maybe be coming off now after the two cars have been removed, but no such luck yet. So Alessandro Gueretti will lead us away. Your Pro-Am leader Bao Jinlong sits in 8th, and your Am leader, your pole sitter in that class, Eric Kwong, car number 23, who's got his brother back this season. And I wonder, it's, you know, brothers, they don't like to be outdone by one another, because Eric has won the Am Championship the last 2 times, but the one before that, it was his brother Henry that won. So Henry's back again this year to try and reclaim the Am title from his brother, and we love to see that. There's some great brotherly rivalries out there in motorsport. The safety car lights go off and the pace car pulls away, and that will mean great news. We go back racing. 4 laps complete, a possible 9 on the clock, but I don't know if we're going to have time to fit all those 9 laps in, but we'll still go to the 30-minute mark. Alessandro Gueretti in the white and blue Team Jebsen car there, weaving back and forth. The distinctive pink BWT liveried car of Dylan Pereira there in second. And watch out for Dylan Ip as well in that yellow and red machine. Off we go then, into the Casio Triangle. Alessandro Gueretti goes early, and Dylan Yip tries to go with him, as does Dylan Pereira. Green flag in the air, back racing again in Japan at Suzuka. And Dylan Pereira has not been fooled by Alessandro Gueretti there. He's right in the slipstream now as they run down towards turn 1. Can Dylan Pereira pull out and make a move? Here he goes. Oh, but Gueretti says, no, you don't. Snips his nose off as they go down through turn 1 and 2 for the second competitive time of asking. They come up through the snake now as well. Gueretti holding his line with Dylan Pereira in hot pursuit. They immediately gap Dylan Ip, who's under pressure big time from Matthias Jobert in that red Toro Racing machine, and Jobert going to try and go right the outside. Surely that doesn't fit there around the snaking S-Benz. Then it's the 84 of young Marco Giltrap for Team Porsche New Zealand. Round Dunlop then towards the Degner curves. Those two tricky right-handers. Look at the amount of curb these cars can take. Just cutting the curb straight over, carrying that speed, and then using all the exit room on the exit of Degner 2 there. Up towards the hairpin then. 5 laps complete, most of which under the safety car. And here comes Jobert. Jobert up the inside then. Up into the hairpin they go. So Jobert goes by and up into the podium position. So Jobert second in the championship. He moves up into 3rd position now. And now does he have the pace to chase after Dylan Pereira in 2nd position? Well, they were very closely matched for Pereira and Ip in qualifying. So let's see what kind of race pace that Jobert has now to try and get through there. But Jobert, of course, started in 5th and now up into 3rd. So great run from the Toro Racing driver so far. So through 130R, just kicking up a little bit of dust there does Alessandro Gueretti for Team Jebsen. Under pressure from Dylan Pereira. And these top three, get this, Alessandro Gueretti, Dylan Pereira and Matthias Jobert, they are your top three. None of them have ever raced here at Suzuka before. Amazing to think, when you think of the experience, particularly of a driver like Dylan Pereira. But yeah, none of them have raced here at Suzuka. I'm sure they've spent countless hours on the simulator at home trying to learn the nuances of this circuit. And right now, Gueretti holding off Pereira. But Pereira looking very menacing in that BWT machine, the number 5. And really, this is Pereira struggling to find a way through, but certainly making himself very much known to Alessandro Gueretti, and going through those snaking S's. Very easy to overheat the tyre there. It's super high load through the car, super high load through the tyre, and we've got pretty high track temperature here too, 38 degrees Celsius at the start of the race, so the track is pretty warm, so puts the tyres through their ultimate paces. Update on Pro-Am, Baojin Long still leads in that class then in 8th position, with Eric Kwong leading in Am in 10th overall. The 969 there of Jackie Wu holding off, sitting in 14th, or started in 14th. Jackie Wu's moved up the field, down the field a little bit into 17th at the moment, trying to hold off the number 9 of Li Chao. Fastest lap of the race then, punched in by Alessandro Gueretti, a 2:05.667. That's a couple of seconds off what we saw him in qualifying, but of course, running in race trim, you're running with more fuel in the car, and you've got to think about looking after the tyre across the whole race too. Is Pereira a little bit wide there, coming through 130R. Didn't lose too much time though, but Gueretti now is on the march after that 2:05 lap last time by. Now trying to stretch the gap as they come over the line. It was a 2:05.6 last time by for Gueretti, a 2:05.8 for Pereira on the previous lap, leaving a gap of 0.4 of a second. That looks to be stabilising a little bit at the front of the field, and Matthias Jobert not quite able to chase down that leading pair yet, sitting in 3rd right now. So the 77 of Eric Zhang, wow, who started, get this, Eric Zhang started in 25th position. He has moved up to 15th. So 10 position gains in just a couple of racing laps. Made the absolute most of that race start there, did Eric Zhang, and he's coming through the field with real vigour. Qualifying just did not go to plan at all. Only a few laps really to get up to speed and get a lap in. Just didn't quite manage to get a lap in, and had to start from the back, but he's making up for it now. But at the front of the Pro-Am field, Baojin Long using all the track there, coming out of the second Degner in that gorgeous blue and kind of goldy brown coloured machine. Baojin Long, of course, the reigning Pro-Am champion, 2 wins in the opening round of the season, so he's in fine form, is Baojin Long. And actually, as normal, keeping up with the cream of the pro crop. He's not that far behind, in fact. The number 18 machine of Rodrigo Diaz Almeida, the talent pool by Michelin driver and multiple winner in British F3, so that's a seriously high standard of single-seater racing, and Baojin Long in the Pro-Am class is keeping up with them. And even as well in 6th, Martin Raginger, car number 86, right there in there too, so great stuff from Baojin Long. Meanwhile, car number 6, Dylan Ip, under pressure now from Marco Giltrap in that white, black and red Porsche Team New Zealand car. Marco's family business, the Giltrap Group, a huge supporter of motorsport in New Zealand, and have got this junior program for young Kiwi drivers supported along with Earl Bamber Motorsport. And Marco Giltrap looking to try and get up into 4th position here as well. He's got Martin Raginger in the black, red and gold Porsche holding machine, which gleams in the late afternoon sunshine here. And big moment there for Dylan Ape. The car just begins to break away on the change of direction there, but well held there from Dylan Ip, and he's under huge pressure now. Marco Giltrap smells blood here, trying to get up into 4th position. He wasn't with us, of course, Marco Giltrap, in the first round of the season, so he wants to make his name known in at this Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. The young Kiwi is driver who's progressed up through the Porsche Sprint Challenge Australia Championship. He won that championship last year, and he is all over the back of Dylan Ip. And oh, Martin Raginger getting feisty now, who gets into the back of Giltrap, who loses a position there. Thought he was going to get a position on Dylan Ip, and Raginger sees his opportunity. Ever the experienced competitor, the wily old fox Martin Raginger moves up then into 5th, so Giltrap has got it all to do again here as they come around the Spoon Curve, the almost never-ending left-hander of Spoon Curve, and up the hill towards 130R they go. And Martin Raginger on the headlight flasher right up behind Dylan Ip as they come up to 130R. Round they go, the fast left-hander. You can see the way the car pitches there and leans in to the corner. Raginger now on the defensive, but here comes Giltrap. Can Giltrap get the move done? No, not quite yet. Martin Raginger hangs on for now, and that just allows Dylan Ip a little bit of breathing room, just a couple of cars of breathing room there as Raginger had to defend from Giltrap. So this is working out well for Dylan Ip in that yellow, red and black machine. So just a handful of laps left then in this race. And who's going to come out on top? Well, at the front of the field, it's Alessandro Giretti who leads then from Dylan Pereira and Matthias Jobert. A little bit further back in the Pro-Ams, it's the number 21 of Francis Chia, who sits in 14th then, with Eric Zhang right in behind him in car number 77. Remember, Eric Zhang started in 25th position. Get that. Moved up 10 positions. He's trying to get another one here on Francis Chia, but remember, Chia, one of the most experienced competitors in this championship, one of the co-founders of the Modern Motorsport team, along with John Chen. Those very distinctive red, yellow and black machines, and equally distinctive, lovely kind of dark red wine colour of the Toro racing cars, the little gold accents there for Eric Zhang. So as time runs out then, how much further up the order can Eric Zhang get? If he could get this position, this would be a Pro-Am podium. What a story that would be from the back of the grid to get up onto the Pro-Am podium. But Francis Chia, equally, he will want to be spraying the champagne up on the Suzuka podium and step on to a platform that's been, well, it's been adorned by some of the great legends of the sport have climbed the top step of that podium here at Suzuka International Circuit over the last 62 years. So Giretti's lead just extending a little bit at the front of the field. The gap's now up to 1 second over Dylan Pereira, who in turn has a fairly safe gap back to Matthias Jobert with a 1.5 second gap there in that battle for second position. Oh, big lock up there for the 69 of Stefan Rosinski ahead of our AM leader. Oh, spin there for, now is that the triple? Yes, it is the 888. Well held there, the 888 of Zhang Yatzi. Wow, that was so close. Huge moment there for that 888 car. And here comes Eric Zhang. Now remember, this is for the podium in Pro-Am. Zhang, he goes to the inside, nothing doing. Goes to the outside, he's going to go back to the inside again. And Francis Chia said, yeah, try again, sunshine. Oh, but a little bit wide there for Chia. And here comes Zhang. Can he hold it off? Well, because of the time certain race, we're on to the last lap now, so it's last chance saloon. And well, Alessandro Giretti marching ahead at the front of the field. He's your championship leader, he's your Porsche Junior, and you can see exactly why Sascha Maassen and the team chose him to be Porsche's selected junior driver for 2024, to give a former Super Cup champion a clean pair of heels, that is no mean feat. Dylan Pereira is one of the best drivers ever in the 992 era of Porsche Cup racing. But Guiretti making it look easy. It's a circuit he's never raced on before, and he is going to a second Porsche Carrera Cup Asia win. Converting from pole position, this young Frenchman, he's a little bit special. Pereira, though, second for now, being chased down by Matthias Jobert. Jobert, this is a quick final lap from Jobert. It might well be a little bit too little too late. Unfortunately, his grid position led him down a little bit. Started from 5th, moved up into 3rd, but it's going to be the young star, number 55 for Team Jebsen. Alessandro Guiretti is big in Japan. What a performance from that young man. Absolutely clinical. Didn't let that long safety car period get to him. Martin Ragginger is going to come through in 4th position there. Then it's Marco Giltrap, so something has happened there on that final lap then. So Martin Ragginger will come home in 4th, then Marco Giltrap in 5th, then Rodrigo Diaz Almeida in 6th. Baojin Long confirmed as your Pro-Am winner. Stefan Radzinski comes over the line in 8th. And Dylan Ip drops back to 9th on that final lap. So problem for Dylan Ip on that final lap. Eric Kwong, a 3rd win from 3 in the AM class. Munkong Sathyantirkul is 2nd in AM, just 1.7 seconds off Kwong. 2nd in Pro-Am is Xiang Yatzi. Then it's Henry Kwong, Francis Chia. Eric Zhang comes home in 15th. Doesn't quite get that podium position. That goes to Francis Chia. In 16th, it's that one goes to Zhao Zi Huan. Well, the first race of the weekend there here at Suzuka in the books, and in the Pro-Am and AM classes, very much the form book read true there, with Baojin Long and Eric Kwong in that fantastic comic book strip car. That pink comic book strip car looks absolutely superb. But in the Pro class, it's Alessandro Guiretti for Team Jebsen. I'm sure he'll be absolutely delighted with that one, and that's great points as well for Team Jebsen in the dealer trophy too. So they will be delighted with their young star. So Guiretti extends his lead here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. He'll be hoping to try and repeat that success again tomorrow. Of course, leader of the Porsche Carrera Cup France. So to be leader of 2 regional Porsche Carrera Cup championships at the same time, that's certainly justifying his position as the 30th Porsche junior driver. But tomorrow could be a different story. I mean, we saw this last time when we came to Suzuka in 2023 with the first race of the weekend, very much a wet to dry race, and it was complete chaos with drivers on wet tyres, drivers on dry tyres, but then we had perfect conditions the second day. Today we've had perfect conditions. What might we see tomorrow? You'll have to join us here again and find out. So Guiretti pulling into Parc Ferme. Another win under the belt. Revs that flat 6 engine in approval. This is where the body language always is fascinating to study here between the drivers when they get out the cars. Are they pleased? Are they not pleased? I suspect that Alessandro Guiretti will be rather pleased. Yes, a little punch of the fist there. Handshakes with the team. Oh yes, he's pretty excited, and understandably so. Love the helmet design to match the car. They always say a driver's helmet is like their business card. It's how you can tell them apart. And yeah, that's a pretty cool business card. as these things go. But Dylan Pereira, I'm sure he'll be wanting more. He's always a winner. He'll always want more. But if your bad days are a second position, that's a good way to win a championship. And he will be, I'm sure, studying the data. But let's hear from our winner, Alessandro Guiretti.
Alessandro Guiretti is with me, winner from start to finish. It looked easy, was it?
Wasn't easy, no, I can confirm. So we had a big crash at the beginning. Of course, with the safety car, I hope they are well. But yeah, after it was a short but intense race. Dylan was also really quick behind me, so I had to push. So no, it wasn't easy. I'm happy about the start. The start, I think, was really good. Yeah, now we need to keep working, and tomorrow we have another one.
You must be pretty confident about tomorrow.
Yes, but no, I mean, it's motorsport, so everything can change so fast. And tomorrow it will be some other condition for sure. So yeah, we really need to make sure that myself and the car will be perfect.
Looking forward to some champagne?
Yes, of course.
Good, well done.
Thank you very much.
Of course, Alessandro Guiretti coming from France, of course he's looking forward to the champagne, and well deserved for that young man. It always amazes me with junior drivers how polished and mature they are at such a young age in terms of life experience, but they've been out there competing at the top level for so long. Well, Bao Jinlong, another win for him, and he's down with Steve. So we'll get a word with Bao Jinlong in a minute, and here he is.
After a very eventful qualifying round, Bao Jinlong is back on the top step of the podium among the Pro-Ams. This must make up a little bit for what happened in qualifying.
Yeah, qualifying is not so good. I feel no good, and I destroyed the tire. But I'm lucky I can use the tire, finish the race.
How did it feel out there today? Because it's very windy and the track's quite cool, but you managed to control things.
Yeah, the wind is very big, and in the first corner we can use a very late brake. But my tire is not very good compared to the front cars. If my tire is good, I can do more fighting with the front cars.
And can we confirm you're not racing tomorrow? Is that correct?
No. I will start at the last.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we hope to see you tomorrow. That's great. Sleep well.
Thank you.
Well, there's a prospect. Bao Jinlong coming from the back of the grid. He's so quick. That's going to be exciting to watch. It was another win for Eric Kwong in the AM class in his very brightly coloured cartoon strip machine. He started from 10th, finished in 10th, and top of the AM class again. He solidifies his lead in the championship over his brother Henry, who came home in 3rd in class. And Eric has got down with Steve. Let's hear from him.
Eric Kwong, top step of the podium among the amateurs. You made it 3 in a row. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was quite lucky with the start. No accident, no nothing, and then yeah, and drive it back home safe.
We've heard Bao Jinlong say it was very difficult because of the windy conditions. Was that a problem for you?
The wind make it a little bit different, but the start from the slope is a little bit tricky. Yeah.
It's steep all the way down to that first curve, isn't it? But it's an exciting track, isn't it?
Yes, it's one of the best in the world. Cannot complain. And one of the history and classic.
And you're looking forward to tomorrow?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we'll do my best.
Congratulations.
Getting another one again.
Well done.
Thanks.
I love the overalls. Superb in capital letters there for Eric Kwong. Well, that was a superb performance. Let's see if he can double up tomorrow. Same distance again tomorrow, 30 laps or 30 minutes. The only difference is we roll off in the cool of the morning rather than the heat of the afternoon. And let's hope for some fantastic weather like we've seen today. So confirming then our results after 11 laps of racing, unfortunately quite a few under the safety car. It's the Porsche Junior Alessandro Gueretti who wins from Dylan Pereira by 1.7 seconds. Then it's Matthias Jobert in third. Martin Raginger and Marco Giltrap round out the top 5, with Rodrigo Diaz Almeida in 6th. Pro-Am winner, Baojun Long, what a performance from him with Stefan Rudzinski. And unfortunately Dylan Yip in 9th, sadly dropping down the order in the closing laps. We'll try and find out what the story was there before we come on air tomorrow. Eric Kwong is your AM class winner ahead of Munkang Sati and Tirikul. Then it's Yang Jiatzi, Henry Kwong, Francis Chia, Eric Zhang, who came through from 25th to 15th. Then it's Gao Ji Guan ahead of Jackie Wu. Li Chao was 18th, then it's Lewis Yu, and Henrik Suatari rounds out the top 20. John Shen was 21st, then it was Adrian De Silva, and unfortunately 4 cars not making it to the flag. The 75 of Zhu Jiefeng, Zhu Jie Yao, Max Yao, and unfortunately Nazim Azman, none of them making it to the flag, with Yao and Nazman not making it past the start line, unfortunately. So in the shadow of the iconic Ferris wheel here at Suzuka, the drivers will be making their way up towards the podium to get their taste of the champagne. Of course, a podium for each of the classes, for Pro-Am, and for Am. And our championship leaders, interestingly, the championship leader in each class taking the win there. So they're extending championship leads across the board, so those chasing will need to be studying the data hard all this evening and getting ready for tomorrow's race. Of course, a different grid order for tomorrow. There's 2 qualifying sessions here in the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, 1 for each of the weekend's race. Great view there from the Ferris wheel here at Suzuka. You can see just out to the sea here in Japan. I've had the great joy of coming here on a few occasions now to Japan, and it's honestly one of my favourite countries in the world to visit. If you've never been, go. If you're a fan of motorsport, you've got to come here to Suzuka. It's just so special, regardless of the weather. Luckily today, as Steve mentioned, a little bit breezy, a little bit windy, but nothing too much to worry about. And of course, having it into the face coming into turn 1 helps you to brake that little bit later. So actually quite nice for the drivers. So the drivers will make their way up towards the podium, where they'll be greeted by our host Sammy Hum, who will call them on to the podium. And she's ready. Let's get down there now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podium presentation for round 3 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2024 in Suzuka. Let's now invite the winners of round 3 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2024 in Suzuka for the overall class. Let's welcome on 3rd place, we have driver number 99, Matthias Jobert from Toro Racing. And on 2nd place, we have driver number 5, Dylan Pereira from Team Shanghai Honda BWT. And the winner goes to driver number 55, Alessandro Gueretti from Team Jepson. Congratulations to our dealer trophy winner, Team Jepson. And now I'm glad to invite Mr. Alexandre Imperatori, the manager of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, to present the winner trophy and dealer trophy. Let's cheer for our winner. And now we are glad to invite Ms. Kate Zhang, the operation manager for Michelin Motorsport Asia Pacific, to present the 2nd place trophy. Come on guys, let's cheer for Dylan. And we are also glad to invite Mr. Charles Chang, the Michelin China Championship Manager, to present the third place trophy. Let's cheer for Matisse. And can we have all of the award presenters to come up for a group photo? All right, group photo time. Let's just look in front with big smiles. 1, 2, 3. Once again, thank you to all of our award presenters. And winners, it's time for champagne!
So the drivers there a little bit quicker off the line in their 992 Cup cars than they are getting those bottles of bubbly open, but we got there in the end.
From the overall class.
So a win there for Alessandro Gueretti, and great to see Alexandra Imperatori, the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia manager, presenting the winner's trophy there. He's climbed onto the top step of that podium more than a few times here in this championship as a driver and now as a manager. Fantastic stuff. Alex, a winner of this championship all the way back in 2012, and is to date the only Swiss driver to win that to win this prestigious Porsche Carrera Cup Asia since it started all the way back in 2003. So of course it's not just the pro drivers.
Carrera Cup Asia 2024 for Suzuka in Pro M class. On the third place, let's congratulate to driver number 21, Francis Chia from Trans China Automotive Racing. On second place, we have driver number 888, Zhang Yaqi from Phantom Global Racing. And the winner of Pro M class goes to driver number 7, Bao Qilong from Phantom Global Racing. And now I'm glad to once again invite Mr. Alexandre Imperatori, the manager of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, to present the winner trophy. And now I would like to invite Ms. Kate Zhang, the operation manager of Michelin Motorsports Asia Pacific, to present the second place trophy. And now we are also glad to invite Mr. Charles Chang, Michelin China Championship Manager, to present the third place trophy. And may I invite all of the award presenters to kindly join us for a group photo as well. Everybody, let's raise your trophies and pose for the camera. Big smiles. 1, 2, 3. That is a very formal photography, but thank you to our award presenters, and it's time for champagne!
So Bao Jinlong then, another win for him, 3 from 3 this season. He will start from back in the field tomorrow. Of course, the qualifying 2 did not go well for him. He'll start, deep in the pack, but it's going to be thrilling to watch him come through. Great job from Francis Chia there in third to hold off a charging Eric Zhang for that last podium position. So our AM drivers next up, led by championship leader Eric Kwong, who normally has his son with him, and normally his son likes to come up on the podium with him. So we'll see if that's the if Kwong Jr. is going to join us on the podium for the celebrations. And I'm sure there'll be a few celebrations in the garage tonight for that crew after 3 wins from 3 in the AM class. Let's get down there to see our podium finishers.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to invite the winners of round 3 of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia 2024 in Suzuka for the M class. Let's welcome on the 3rd place, we have driver number 91, Henry Kwong from Triple Ace Racing. And he has a little one with him. Woo! And on 2nd place, we have driver number 76, Munkong Satya Tiraku from EBM. And the winner goes to driver number 23, Eric Kwong from Bergwerk Motorsport. And now I'm glad to invite Mr. Alexandre Imperatori, the manager of Porsche Carrera Cup Asia, to present the winner trophy. And now we are glad to invite Ms. Kate Zhang, the operation manager of Michelin Motorsports Asia Pacific, to present the 2nd place trophy. And last but not least, allow me to invite Mr. Charles Chow, Michelin China Championship Manager, to present the 3rd place trophy. And now I would like to invite all of the presenters to take a group photo together. All right, big smiles, looking at the front. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you to our award presenters. And it's time for champagne. Oh, careful, careful.
Well, a thrilling race here at Suzuka to kick off the weekend for round 3 and 4 of the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia. Join us tomorrow for round 4. The race starts at 11:40 local time, but our coverage kicks off at 20 past 11 local time here in Japan. Do be sure to join us. It's going to be a real cracker, and great races right through the 3 classes, the Pro, the Pro-Ams and the AMs. Congratulations to all those podium finishers there. Join us tomorrow here from Suzuka. Bye-bye.